guys, my name is Shazanae and I had to tell this story today. So it's going to be a story time video, but this was like too good of a story not to tell you guys. So last night I went out. This is the day after. So if you saw my get ready with me, that was for last night. So I'm a little bit hungover today. I had a lot of alcohol. I got really drunk. I almost got sick. That's beside the point. So last night I went out with two of my girlfriends and we went out to a place that has become kind of like a regular place for us. We really like it. It's usually the same crowd. Like you can find a lot of regulars, and so we went, and the place is like, the club is on the top floor. There's a dinner place on the ground floor, and then there's kind of like a basement floor, and it's another dinner place, but it's more so like pizza, burgers, and appetizers. So we went to that place with the pizza and burgers, and we got some food, and we had a drink with our food. So this is when we kind of started feeling it, because we had a couple shots beforehand. So anyway, so we were done eating, and we went up to the top floor to the club, and we got into the club probably around like, I want to say 10 o'clock. The place closed at, I think, 1:30. So we got there at 10 o'clock, and we were, dancing, just having a great time. Nobody was really hitting on us. Like, nobody was causing us issues. So then there was this long table, and we really just wanted to sit, because at this point we were like, okay, like, I'm really feeling it. I just need to sit, have some water, just relax for a little bit. And one of my friends wasn't really feeling very well dancing. So we sat down with a couple. They actually happened to be married. We were talking to them. They were really, really sweet. I really liked them. So we were sitting there, and then we noticed that there were three guys standing next to our table, but they were kind of like in a circle talking amongst themselves, so we didn't really pay any attention. So then all of a sudden they kind of like break apart and they come toward us. They were only like a foot away. So they started talking to us, and because there was three guys and there was three of us, they each kind of chose who to talk to. Now my guy, I don't want to use his real name, so I'm just gonna call him Chuck. So Chuck came and talked to me, and he was just, asking where I'm from, making small talk, blah, blah, blah. And then one of my friends mentioned, like, oh, like, just to let you know, like, none of us are available. She has a boyfriend, I'm engaged, and she's married. And I was the married one. So immediately, Chuck became uninterested in me because he found out that I was married. He, like, started texting on his phone. And I was like, whatever, like, I'm not interested. Anyways, so they kind of just left us alone after that. And maybe about an hour later, I mean, at this point, we went back and we're dancing, and we came back and sat down. So I went up to the bar to go get a drink, and Chuck and his friend, oh gosh, what should I call him? Chuck and Larry. Okay, so Chuck and Larry. So I went up to the bar, and Chuck's friend, Larry, came up to me. And he's like, hi, how you doing? I saw you're talking to my friend and stuff. Can I buy you a drink? And I was like, if you want to, I'm like, don't feel obligated to. I'm like, I feel bad when people buy me drinks, but I'm like, this is what I'm getting. So he's like, okay, order it. I promise I got you. So he ended up buying me a drink. So then we're standing next to each other. He bought me a drink, and then he turned to face me, and then Chuck comes in between us and starts talking to me. So he's talking to me and talking to me, and then my friend Kayla went over and started talking to Larry. So four of us talking, and then Larry finishes his conversation with Kayla and comes over to me and Chuck and was like, I just bought you a drink and now you're not going to talk to me? You walked away. And I'm like, I didn't walk away. I said, your friend here, Chuck, just came over and started talking to me. I'm like, I literally didn't move from my spot, which is true. So anyway, so that happened, and then we're all kind of talking, the five of us. I don't know where the other guy went, because there were three, now there were only two. So then I know this is so confusing because there's so many people involved, I'm sorry. So my two friends, Kayla and Alyssa. So Alyssa went over, because all these guys were kind of in a bigger group. There were more than three of them, I guess. So my friend Alyssa went over and started talking to this other guy, Mike. We'll just call him Mike. So So she started talking to him and then kind of like went back and forth between like Larry and Mike. She was kind of talking. So then I was getting really uninterested in what Chuck was saying because just kept asking me like, am I creepy? Am I creepy? Am I creeping you out? Can I buy you a drink? Literally, I had a full drink in my hand from what Larry bought me, and he's asking me if he wants to buy me a drink, and I'm like, I got a full drink right now. I said, maybe when I'm done, I'll see how I feel, and maybe I'll want another. I'll let you know. So he just kept asking me to buy a drink, and then he had a drink of his own. He's like, you want a sip of this? You want a sip of this? I'm like, no. Like, I think it was gin and tonic. So I think, honest to God, I think he was trying to get me more and more drunk because he was just like, you should have gin and tonic. And what I was drinking was like a strawberry lemonade vodka type of thing. It definitely had alcohol in it, but it was a very fruity drink. And he's just like, I'll get you a gin and tonic next. And I don't like heavy drinks. I like my fruity drinks, but I was like, whatever. Like, I'll just chug it if he gets it for me. So anyway, I still have my full drink, and I'm getting very, very uninterested. He keeps asking me the same questions, so I kind of just end up like walking away a little bit. And I went to go talk to that kid, Mike, because Mike wasn't hitting on us. He was just being really cool. So I was like, I just want someone cool to talk to. So I went over and started talking to Mike. And he introduced me to another friend of his who was very, very shy, another really, really sweet guy. So I was just talking to them about, like what's up? Like, where are you from? I was just being very polite. So then, I guess, I know this is so confusing. I'm trying to, explain it as best as I can. So just imagine that at this point I'm talking to Mike and his friend, and the rest of their friends are kind of sitting around us. I'm standing up at the table just kind of talking to those two. So I guess while that is going on with me, my friend Kayla was talking to Chuck at the bar, and Chuck just kept asking Kayla, and I know that because she told me later, he just kept asking, like, oh, get your friend, like, she's so beautiful, get your friend, referring to me. And she's like, my friend Kayla's like, listen, I'm not going to go get my friend. She's like, if you want to talk to my friend, then be a man and go get her. Well, I guess he took that way too literally, and I didn't know that he had this, pep talk before he did what he did next. But so I was standing here, Mike was standing here, and then the rest of the guys were kind of over here. So there was a big area over here where Chuck could come from. So I'm talking to Mike, and out of the corner of my eye I can see Chuck approaching me. So I just turn to acknowledge him, and he comes at me, grabs my face, and tries to kiss me on the lips. But I pulled my face to the side, and he kissed me right here. Then he got me again right here, and I'm just like, no! I'm like, no, that's not okay. And he's like, I don't care if you're married, you're just beautiful. I want to get to know you. And so Mike and his friends can see that I'm totally grossed out at this point. I'm like, oh, they could tell that I did not want that to happen. So they ended up stepping in, and they just started saying things to him like, hey, what's up? What's going on? What are you doing? And then they started commenting on his face. They're like, why you look so angry right now? You always look so mean. I don't know. They were just kind of saying these weird things to Chuck. And I could see Chuck getting irritated because one, I rejected his kiss, and then now these guys were kind of coming to my rescue. So I was feeling really, really uncomfortable. One, because he tried to kiss me, and then two, I kind of felt a lot of tension between these guys. So I literally just kind of backed away slowly and scooched off to the side because my friend Kayla and Alyssa were still at the bar. So then I went over and talked to them. But I was just so creeped out that this guy literally, can you even imagine this guy just walking toward you with his arms out, grabbing your face, he grabbed it like this, and he went like this, and I'm like, oh my god, and oh my god, it was so bad. I have goosebumps just thinking about it because I have never been in a situation like that. Guys will be like, oh, you're so beautiful, can I give you a kiss on the cheek or whatever? And I'm like, no. And that's the end of it, you know what I mean? But this guy just straight up came at me, but you could tell that he also drank a lot. Like, he was really, really drunk and, like, clearly a little bit too, confident that he would have gotten anywhere. I just don't I kept saying, like, oh, I'm married. I almost said pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm married, and you know, I have a baby at home, and blah blah blah. And it was just so creepy. But I just thought I would share that story with you guys because I've been like dying to tell somebody, and I'm like, oh my god. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up. You can also subscribe if you want to. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, both at ShadesDanae. And until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.